Hey everyone, it's Jaeyoung here, and been a while since we've done one of this, hasn't it? Anyway, welcome to the overview for Overwatch's new hero, Echo. I'm pretty pumped for a new hero to finally play around with, and I'm really not interested in making this a 20-minute video, so let's get to it. Also, please note that this video was made on the first day of Echo's release and may differ as balance changes roll in. Firstly, let's talk about her primary fire, Tri-Shot, which is a projectile weapon that shoots 3 bullets at once in a triangular shape that do 17 damage each, totaling 51 damage if all 3 shots hit. The bullets can hit shot, of course, and like most projectiles, they have no damage drop-off. It has a pretty decent fire rate, I'd say, at about 3 shots a second, and takes about 1 second or so to reload. As for the speed of the projectiles, I'd say they are a tiny bit faster than Genji's shurikens, making them about the same speed as Doomfist's hand cannon bullets. Moving on, her secondary fire ability is her sticky bombs. Using it releases a volley of 6 bombs that do 5 damage each on impact and sticking to whatever they hit. After a short delay, the bombs detonate, doing 30 damage each. So a successful stick of all bombs onto a target would do a total of 210 damage. The bombs of course do self-damage with a max of 15 self-damage by each bomb. And unlike, say, Junkrat's bombs, these actually do not have a falling arc and instead kind of travel in a straight line. I compare the projectile speed of the bombs to be about the same as Sigma's hyperspheres, if that makes any sense. It should be noted that, interestingly, the bombs result in what I want to call a clean explosion in that they don't produce any knockback, only damage. The next ability she has is called Focusing Beam, which is, you guessed it, a beam-like ability, quite like Zarya's, that does damage over time. The interesting aspect of the beam is that it normally does only 50 damage a second, which really isn't that much, being slightly lower than Winston's 60 damage a second with his Tesla cannon. However, when the beam is affecting targets with less than half health, the damage is quadrupled, doing 200 damage a second, which is way far greater than even Zarya's fully charged 170 damage per second. The beam works on Mei's ice wall and, even more crucially, on barriers as well. It has quite a considerable 20-meter range as well, making it really useful to clean up weakened enemies from afar. Okay, moving on from damaging abilities, let's talk about Flight, which is her mobility ability. Activating Flight gives Echo an initial burst of speed in the direction the player is heading, be it forward, backward, or jumping upwards. And after the initial burst, a 3-second flight time is granted, similar to Mercy's Valkyrie ability that allows players to fly around the map, possibly beaming down people from above. Her passive ability Glide comes into play at the end, allowing Echo to slow her descent, similar to Mercy's Angelic Descent, but with a much better horizontal movement speed. And lastly, let's talk about her ultimate ability, Duplicate, which is probably one of the most interesting abilities introduced to the game yet. Duplicate can be used on an enemy hero, with the exception of another Echo, allowing Echo to transform into a copy of the chosen hero for 15 seconds. The strong part comes from the fact that in this duplicate state, the ultimate meter gain has been amplified to 650%, which allows for some crazy shenanigans in those 15 seconds. Activating the ability requires line of sight, so it can't be done through enemy barriers. It does, however, have quite an insane range, allowing players to use duplicate while safely with their own team. It should be noted that dying as a duplicate enemy does not kill Echo, but will instead revert her back to her original form. When duplicate comes to an end, it cancels all abilities that require a channel, such as Doomfist's Meteor Strike. However, there seems to be a small kind of grace period for casted abilities, allowing a few of them to linger around even after duplicate has ended. There's a bit of a variance, I think, in the duration they linger, but this probably requires a bit more testing on my part to figure out, but it's interesting to keep note of. Anyway, that's it from me for this overview. Like I said, this ain't no 20-minute video. Thanks everyone for watching, and for new viewers and even returning ones, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. Only if you want to though. Take care everyone. Wash your hands.